Hi everyone, myself Dr. P. Kanagaraj, Associate Professor, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Sri Sanmora College of Engineering and Technology. Now we are going to discuss the concept of virtualization. So what is virtualization? Virtualization is the process of creating virtual machines inside a real physical hardware. So this is the basic concept of virtualization. With the help of virtualization, we can create virtual machines inside a real physical hardware. So and it enables multiple operating systems run currently on the same hardware, which result in improved efficiency and flexibility. So for example, there's a system. So assume this is a host system which having hardware. There's a system or computer having hardware. So within this system, we are going to create virtual machine. So we are going to create virtual machine above this physical hardware. We are creating virtual machine. So this virtual machine will help us to create multiple operating systems. So this virtual machine will help us to create multiple operating systems. So for example, so host may be any operating system. Assume so the host running on Windows. Assume the host is running on Windows operating system. Then if I want to create different operating system, for example, if I want to again create another Windows operating system, or if I want to create Linux operating system or Mac operating system within the same hardware. So within the same hardware, with the help of virtual machine, I can create Linux. I can create Linux. If I need one more operating system, I can, for example, Mac OS. So or one more operating system I want to create, again Windows. So that is possible. So with the help of virtual machine, I can create multiple operating systems. These operating systems runs concurrently. So on a single hardware, on single physical hardware, multiple operating systems can run. So this is the basic concept of virtualization. So with the help of that, we can get improved efficiency and flexibility. So virtualization in cloud computing has transformed the IT landscape, allowing enterprise to create virtual versions of systems and services, thereby optimizing to use physical resources efficiently. It eliminates physical machine needs with the help of virtualization. So we can reduce or eliminate machine needs per user through isolated virtual entities and supports energy saving via server consolidation and workload balancing. So once again I am telling, so with the help of the reverse virtualization, virtualization is the process of creating virtual machines inside real physical hardware. So and it enables multiple operating systems runs concurrently on the same hardware. So within a hardware, actual hardware, within a physical component, we are creating a virtual machine. With the help of the virtual machine, we can create multiple operating systems. These operating systems are sharing this hardware resources. Hardware resources includes CPU, memory, there is a storage, so and I/O devices, everything includes. So what are the main components of virtualization? Hypervisor, virtual machine, host machine, guest OS, virtual CPU, virtual network. So what is hypervisor? It is a software that enables virtualization by running multiple OS on one physical machine. So last slide we discussed. So there's a physical hardware. There's a hardware is there. So computing hardware is there. So above that we are going to create a virtual machine. How this virtual machine is created? This virtual machine is created by the help of this software called hypervisor. With the help of a software called hypervisor, we can create virtual machine. So this software enables virtualization by running multiple OS on physical machine. So with the help of this hypervisor, we are creating virtual machine. On that virtual machine, we are going to create required number of operating systems. Next, virtual machine is a software based emulation of a physical computer. Virtual machine means software based emulation of a physical computer. Next, host machine. So the physical computer providing resources for virtualization. The physical computer, the computer which providing this hardware resources, which including CPU, RAM, so another storage, everything. This is called as an host machine. Cust OS, the operating systems installed inside a virtual machine. So with the help of virtual machine, operating systems are installed. These operating systems we are generally call it as a cust OS. Virtual CPU assigned to a virtual machine mapped to a physical cores. For example, within this hardware, there is CPU. Assume the CPU having multiple cores. Assume the CPU having 6 cores. Assume this CPU having 6 cores. For example, 2 cores assigned to a, so there is an operating system called Linux. For this, there are 2 cores are assigned. This 2 cores generally are denoted as virtual CPU. These two core is a virtual CPU. So for this Linux operating system. So like that, for this we can assign records core of CPU. For another one we can assign record number of CPU core. The next, virtual network and software defined network connecting virtual machines, so either internally or externally. To connect these operating systems, so simply we can use virtual network. The next, how does virtualization works? So virtualization works by using one physical computer to run several separate virtual machines at the same time using a software program called hypervisor. So within a single physical computer, we try to run multiple computers or multiple software programs, multiple OSs with the help of virtual machines. Hypervisor manages and divides the computer resources such as CPU, memory, storage among the different virtual machines. So there are different virtual machines. So we are creating different things, different OS. Assume so this is an actual hardware. So in that we are creating virtual machines. So here we are running OS operating systems. So here hypervisor manages and divides computer resources. These computer resources are divide and assigned to different operating systems which was created by this virtual machine. Each virtual machine can have its own operating systems and applications working independently from others while using the same hardware. Assume this is a virtual machine running, creating a operating system. Assume this is a virtual machine. On a virtual machine, so this OS is running. This OS is running in a virtual machine. This OS is running in a virtual machine. These operating systems can communicate with one another. So required or independently it can execute. So if required, these can communicate with help of network. Normally these virtual machines are going to work independently using the same hardware. So that's all about the one more thing, final thing is types of hypervisors. So we are telling hypervisors. With the help of hypervisors we can create virtual machine. Hypervisor is a software. With the help of that we can create virtual machines. So there are two types of hypervisors. One is type 1 bare metal. So this hypervisor installed directly on the hardware. Directly on this, assume this is directly on the hardware. So if virtual machine is created with the help of hypervisor software, that is called as a type 1. Example, VMware ESXi. This is one of the example for type 1. Hypervisor is created on actual hardware. That is virtual machine. What is hypervisor? Which is creating virtual machine. Actually, this is a virtual machine. Virtual machine is created on hardware directly. That is called it as a type 1 bare metal. Second one, type 2. So runs on top of an existing operating system. That's hardware. In that hardware, operating system is running. On above this operating system, we are creating virtual machines with the help of hypervisor. This is called as an hosted. Type 2 hosted. So run on top of existing operating system, often used in personal computers. This is used in personal computers. This is mostly used in industries. So that's all about basics of virtualization. So thank you for listening.